up with shorts and flip-flops. Mourinho would have. A bit chilly, 54 degrees, but no wind, little humidity, and bright sunshine in Madrid. Barcelona in the Blaugrana, and maybe blinded by the light. Jordi Alba lets it slip through. Real Madrid resplendent in their home whites. Michael Essien alongside Luka Modric, two of the newcomers this season in the midfield, both in different roles. Jordi Roda still on the sideline. Tito Vilanova still in New York receiving treatment. Now down to weeks before his return expected. Bit of an awkward clearance on that back post. Villa with the beautiful work to Thiago.
Nice early touch for Thiago. We've seen the sprinklers on the field before this game. It's a common indulgence by all the top class teams around the world now. The players love it. Just a nice little bit of moisture on the top makes the ball play a lot more assuredly. That would shoot both teams, of course, both sides. Playing wonderful football, but particularly Real Madrid's club. Let's see what Barcelona come back with. They certainly have had their nose bloodied. It's been a depressing week for the Barcelona fans, but they tipped their big sombrero and said, beaten fairly and squarely, no complaints from anybody. Even Lionel Messi saying, we know what we've got to do. We understand it's unusual for us to have so many players off form, but it's understandable given the absence and the sad story of their leader.
Out wide, Coentrao, who played very well at the Camp Nou. Back out there again today. Thiago leaning, delivering, but intercepted. Morata getting the chance today, the youngster, along with Kaká in that lineup, but the ball a bit too long.
2 minutes in, and that's a nice early touch from Alvaro Morata. He found himself in tight confines, and he gets out of it not quite the same way as Mr. Slick would, of course. Cristiano probably would have left his defenders 2 light years behind him in that instance. But he's on the bench, and if the bugle calls, he will answer it. And of course, Real Madrid fans hoping that there'll be no need for that. They'll need him on Tuesday night at OT in Manchester.
Off to the near side, Alba. Ray, one of the things that seemed very evident in the cup loss, the inability of Barcelona, some call it Plan B, others might say, as we watch two of the heroes, Messi Ozil and Alvaro Arbeloa, although maybe wearing the black hat was Arbeloa at times. The inability of Barcelona to get the ball into the corners. They were able to do that later when Teo and Villa came on. Today, Villa starts. Ball launched for Benzema. The back heel, well read Mascherano, but taken back by Benzema. And Piqué pokes it to safety.
Good defending by Mascherano on Benzema. Wonderful spacing, brilliant from Kaká. The ball fed in beautifully. And then the back heel, it starts all sorts of concern. Stupid reach in by Kaká. Hand around the shoulders, obvious call for the referee, no need for it. But wonderful play by Ricky and Big Benz inside of the box, bringing a big roar from this wonderful crowd.
Ricardo Isaacson dos Santos Leite, Kaká, his brother Digao, now with New York in MLS, who are about to start their new season, coming out this week and saying Kaká thinking about making a move.
Wonderful time for Real Madrid to hit their highest point of the season. You talk about timing a season to perfection. Mourinho's got his players, his entire club bubbling up. All the argy-bargy that Mourinho was facing gone away now. All the concerns and the daggers that were out for Mourinho suddenly disappear. Here's that ball, beautifully leading Ricky with the wonderful vision in the back of his head. Sees Benzema come, but there's that wonderful spacing from Mascherano, and the cover of Piqué needed to step in and completely snuff it out. Turning Barcelona around with that penetrative ball into Kaká, and then that Brazilian invention
16, 4, and 5 for Real Madrid. Second highest scoring team behind only Barcelona in La Liga.
The indications for this Real Madrid renaissance started for me against Valencia, and that 5-0 shellacking in Valencia. It was an incredible performance, and I knew then that they were alive and they were full of belief.
Top of the 18, makes it through to the far side. Alves.
Nice
play
touch.
on.
Thiago Alcantara had some beautiful touches from the start of this game. Not that time though.
Sending it wide. The youngster Morata playing a different role, but to perfection, threading it through to Karim Benzema, worthy of a great goal by the Frenchman.
It's a fabulous ball from Alvaro Morata. The 20-year-old defies his age, defies his young years, with a mature ball that's absolutely inviting and it's heavenly. And take a look at the countenance on Messi. Depressed and sad, he says, "I've seen this all too many times before." It's beautifully won. A fabulous slipped-in ball here. And then Benzema loses Mascherano, curls it. But look at this ball again from this youngster. Alvaro takes on Dani Alves and curls it divinely, invitingly, and perfectly. And it's an easy mop-up finish from Big Benz. Attacks it like a Bengal tiger. Wonderful start for Real Madrid, and their song just keeps getting better and better, and the rhapsody more sweeter by the moment.
They'll be arguing over the game tape. Could Mascherano have done something? The ball through the 6. Should Valdez?
Right, left, and centre. Dani Alves really standing off Alvaro, and you saw Morata having the opportunity to look up as that wonderful, greatest footballer that I've ever seen, along with Messi, Diego Maradona, my all-time favourite, looking down, remembers those days. He would have got on the end of his own pass, of course, in his prime. A wonderful spectator here today and enjoying that wonderful goal from Real Madrid.
Taking some time out from his cricket watching in the Middle East to take in a Clásico. And Ray, as I said in the pregame, there's not a Copa del Rey on the line. In all honesty, with the huge gap they have, not a La Liga title really at stake. But in some ways, you could say it's more important, that air of invincibility for Barcelona, taking some serious beatings.
Certainly, a lot of deflation gone out of the Barcelona balloon. It's inarguable, and they've got another mountain to climb here. I'll not alter anything about the way they play, but there will be questions about this defence. It continues to leak goals, leaking like the Titanic. Barcelona, big questions, you say, towards Mascherano. Not for my money. The man out wide's got to cut that ball off in the initial stages. And Dani Alves, when we look at it again, was very casual. A player that's been playing wonderfully with the ball at his feet, going forward. But in that instance, standing off Alvaro Morata, way too much, not urgent enough with the defending. And the ball was absolutely indefensible. No way to cut it out. Maybe Victor Valdez might have come and made it his own, but that's a big ask for him.
Edge of the area. One man who shined at the Camp Nou and here early is Iniesta.
Pedro wanting that ball to feet from Thiago Alcantara. He lost his defender, needed that ball triggered into him inside of the box. That's where Emilian Xavi Hernandez is missing in action, and for a few weeks it's a great ball, but just a little ahead of El Guaje.
Saw Piqué launch into that one, just millimeters away. Jordi Roda not too happy. Again, Tito Vilanova with that saliva gland cancer treatment in New York, watching, communicating, but there's only so much you can do from thousands of miles away. Headed down Pedro, back to Alves. Fans of the Bernabeu on the edge of their seat, enjoying this one.
Perfect start, 10 minutes in. A team playing with their tails up. This is basically the reserve side of Real Madrid in so many ways, facing a strong Barcelona side and really playing with confidence, the Whites.
Pedro with the push.
And so they should. Sergio was one of the other stars, but it was 11 stars, 12 including the wonderful Mourinho for that game in the Copa del Rey. The flaming arrow was put into the bullseye from Real Madrid, ratcheting it up at the prime time of the season. Their start to La Liga was as bad as what it has been good here in the last few weeks. They've paid the consequences of dropping big points in the early stages of the season. They were never able to regroup, but Mourinho's got them firing. And how now? Good ball.
Looking for two. Benzema had a second thought, but his pass was already on its way. Real keeps it alive. Real Madrid still unbeaten at home. 10 wins, just 2 draws. Meanwhile, Barcelona only beaten once on the road. And again, you can take a look at the Malagas, some of the struggles, maybe with even victories against Sevilla. But it was Real Sociedad. It really made you wonder. Alba to the end line, crossed in front, awkwardly cleared by Pepe, but then blasted out of danger. Straight to Iniesta. Of course, injury to the hamstring for Xavi Hernandez, likely to keep him out maybe 3 weeks, but at least 2. Means more pressure on Iniesta. Alves tried to force it through 3. Wins it back, though, but can't find Messi. Out for Morata. And Morata, bit of a controversy at the start of the season. Battles between Mourinho and the reserve boss for Real Madrid, Castilla, basically saying there's no one on the reserve side that I could really use. Well, Morata's been the exception to that rule. And here, even in an unusual position, playing on the left flank, getting the job done. Iniesta.
It wasn't just a fundamental type of pass either, was it, from the kid?
Nice to Villa. Beautiful work with Alba. Sneaks it past Callejon to the top of the box. Modric clears. Iniesta again. And you're right, Ray. Morata's ball, clinical.
That was sublime is what it was, Phil. Really, when we look at it again, it's of the highest order. It's right out of the legs of, here's the ball that leads it. Take a look, he's seen his target already. He knows where his reference point is, and he finds him absolutely magisterially. He steered his pass all right. It wasn't slapped in, it wasn't hopeful. And that wonderful picture that we saw from our producer, it showed his lifting of those big, beautiful eyes and looking at that big Frenchman peeling away from Mascherano. But that was 4 or 5 steps before he pulled the trigger on the pass. So he's taking everything into account on a moving basis and knowing exactly where it needed to be placed. And then with the technique that he has, finding the player, absolutely 10 out of 10. 11.
Messi stolen away nicely by Morata. In now. It's Benzema, the run from Callejon, but the angles were covered and stolen away nicely. Mascherano. Here's Villa. Into the center, Iniesta. Bit of separation between the back and the front for Real. Pedro, not much time. Shut down by Coentrao. And there's Morata. A 20-year-old youngster getting it done on both ends.
Every little ball that's not quite right, he's in on top of it, and he wants those needles sharpened.
Have the early lead, but he doesn't want them to take their foot off the gas yet. Goal coming just 6 minutes in. We're after getting a bit of extra attention.
Started his career off at Atletico Madrid. This young man, Morata, went on to Getafe in the youth ranks before he arrived at the White House.
Of course, that Atletico Madrid start did pretty well for another merengue legend in Raul. Whipped into the spot. Doesn't reach Pepe. Valdez. Well, you kind of wonder if there were a few more games left. Only 13 left, and with practically a 6-game lead for Barcelona, it would take a collapse of unheard of proportions. But if there were 6, 7, 10 games left, their league crown might be a bit shaky.
Yep. Basically, Barcelona had to drop a point a week, and Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid would have to be perfect. So
in for Messi. Well shut off by Varane.
A beautiful ball, isn't it, from the Brazilian, but Varane absolutely has Messi wrapped up in cellophane right here. Two bright youngsters playing for the Whites today and showing up like veterans, Morata and Varane. The Whites just playing like they're just thoroughly enjoying the afterglow of the Copa del Rey. So many of them not involved, but playing as if filling in for their brothers in arms that are looking in from the bench and absolutely not missing a beat. A great ball.
Chance now for Messi. Checks to the side. Assistant says yes, so Messi takes care of business.
Well, there you go. Chromosomes swimming around his own blood that belong in a Bengal tiger. Fabulous. He's onto this ball quicker than a jackrabbit on a hot date. But look at the finishing. Superlative. Typical Barcelona goal. Where's Messi? He's onside. The ball is so divine, but so much to do here. Sergio Ramos thinks he's got his spacing good, but he knows he's got to take her by the tail. Teeth at the other end. Immaculate finish. Sees all of his reference points and uses Sergio Ramos's legs as the guide to the back of the net. Nothing in support, Leo. You have to do it yourself. Not many people in the world can, but he's one of them, and very similar in many ways to Cristiano's goal. Wonderful in its dispatch. Wonderful game back on the level ledge now, 1-1, and Messi it is again who keeps his records going, Phil.
16 straight in La Liga with a goal, and Ray, an historic goal there. He might not be able to score against Real Madrid in the Cup, but that's his 18th goal, tying the legendary Di Stefano for Clásico goals. And again, at the age of 25, Messi whistled for the foul.
This crowd very, very knowledgeable, and they hate him in so many ways, but they do respect his brilliant genius. In front of goal, absolutely merciless as Ming.
Right, something also to consider, the insertion of Pedro and Villa into the game plan opened up a channel on the inside for Messi to take advantage of. Back to that in a moment. Modric soars it to the back post, misses Varane. Remember, no Ronaldo.
What a
nice turn.
Great tackle by Piqué.
Morata almost with an opening.
Missing Sergio Ramos, I believe, Phil. Beautiful placement for Real Madrid to attack. Sergio Ramos always meets the train at the station, 9 times out of 10. Very close to finding it there. Poor ball that time from the youngster. Here's Kaká, tries to feed him into space.
At the reverse angle.
Lunging tackle from Piqué, and he has to win this. Beautifully timed, fair, square.
Morata looking to add a goal to his assist. By the way, Ray mentioned the ties with Raul from his Atletico roots. Well, another one. The last player from Real Madrid's youth team to debut with an assist against Barcelona was Raul. Might be the reserve team, but Morata's hanging his shingle out for more.
Piqué denying Real Madrid of the go-ahead goal, because it certainly would have been buried in all likelihood by Morata, who was looking at nothing but the back of the net. A tremendous tackle by Gerrard.
The other point to consider, Ray, is momentum. A stumble again, back-to-back for Barcelona. Not exactly the best way to head into that must-win showdown against Milan. Meanwhile, for Real Madrid, they have to feel pretty good, even if there is a stumble here, as they try and get the victory against United. A little pull down by Alba.
Another one of those ones that must send the coach crazy. He's given a lot to do by David Villa, but the arms coming up absolutely meaninglessly. That's a fabulous ball by Dani Alves, the look away. And here again, Headley is a Cape Cobra and just as wiggly. There's just no cover for him. And he says, that's all right, let's start again. That's no defending that type of goal. I'm not so sure, but still, Messi in that sort of form, razor sharp and wonderful finish.
So that
Two
line.
Beautiful goals at we've had, Phil, to enjoy here. Different types of goals, each one of them, but clinical and top class.
See that line of yellow with the security up in the stands separating the Barcelona fans, looking to make a bit of noise themselves. Burned a path in the E90. First from Madrid out to Barcelona, now in reverse. Back to Messi. Do you like it with Messi dropping all the way back?
Absolutely, I do. I think he just needs that player ahead. Hey, listen, it's Barcelona. They do it their way, and there'll never be anything less than the opposite of convention where Barcelona is involved. Such a unique side, the way they play it, and when it's right, it's right.
Thiago.
You see that goal, when we look at it again, Phil, it's just amazing, because it was when Dani Alves picks the ball up, everybody's happy, and everybody's got their man, everybody's content in that, just that one ball behind, turning around, and then Messi, again, has so much to do. There's few players in the world, even with that sort of protection in front of him, that can take him on and finish the job. And it would have been impressive by most players at most clubs to get a shot at goal, but to finish it off the way he did, and really incredible.
Kaká wide, trying to spin free. Coentrao, good grab near post. Valdez.
And whereas Morata's hit into the box was picking out somebody, this one's just purely speculative. Doesn't know exactly where it's going to go. It didn't have many options either, Coentrao. Maybe he's a little touch to the end line there and whisking one in, but felt as if he had to fizz it across, hopefully.
11 changes in the starting lineups from the 22 who started on Tuesday. 4 changes from Barcelona, the expected of Valdez. Iniesta trying to drop it in, but a half-hearted try from Thiago. One of those changes, Thiago, along with Mascherano and David Villa getting the call. Mentioned for Real Madrid, it's Pepe on the back line, and then the front 6. They've been dangerous today, though. 20 minutes left in regulation. Mascherano can only find Callejon.
Wonderful.
Modric. Essien sends it wide. Square. Modric. Return. Into the center, and a good cover again, Mascherano.
Wonderful play by Modric and Michael Essien, but then Michael's final ball again, not picking out the required pass.
Pepe.
Not accurate enough, just a hopeful hit in. That's not going to beat even a defence like Barcelona's of late. Just not considerate enough in picking out the number of white shirts inside the box there. Essien would have been a wonderful delivery in.
Thiago trying to make up for the poor touch. Actually did not get much, but then again, Pepe has been one known to, shall we say, exaggerate. Of course, then again, it wasn't my shin that was kicked.
Yeah, them shin pads don't do as good a job as they used to, I guess.
A chin that even Jay Leno might be jealous of, but Leno's been laughing a bit more than Jordi Rora of late. Pepe's 30th birthday, and he actually did get onto the field at the end. Real Madrid fans not that happy that as Barcelona returns the ball sportingly, they decide to do it some 80 yards further downfield. And now Barcelona pressures. Look at the fans. José Mourinho making friends with the fourth official, Enrique Figueroa. Pepe flips it forward. Busquets' header goes the wrong way, and Kaká just can't bring it under control. And mention Kaká reportedly dreaming of moving to the United States and MLS at some point. Some of the rumors saying maybe as soon as summer. Kaká did say that if Real Madrid asked him to move, he would, but some of the play he's had of late this year, spot starts, but showing some flashes of those old Milan days. Modric keeps it moving. Kaká gets it back with the pass from Morata, too close for Piqué. Alves. Pedro
Bad
runs into
giveaway.
a brick
Could have
wall.
found Iniesta very cleanly there. Now leads to this danger.
Whips in, and an easy grab for Valdez. A little bit of a sputter by both teams at this point. Good look at Varane, one of the heroes. Two crucial goals, one in each leg. Now, just trying to shore up the defense. Messi blows past three defenders, but it's Morata again. And he won't even give up, but given away now to Pedro. Didn't want to give up a
recovery
corner.
by Sergio Ramos.
Almost something worse.
Wonderful recovery. Needed to get back there. The Spanish World Cup winner does beautifully. Annoyed at himself initially, but keeping it in play, presenting a wonderful gift to Pedro.
Something didn't mention, that goal for Messi, by the way, his 50th of the year. Third time he's done that, and he's still got about a third of the season to go in many ways.
Nothing here. Essien going down. But nothing. Kaká again. No target picked out. That's where you miss the likes of Mesut Ozil and Cristiano, of course. World-class players that will never just hit a ball into an area and think hope. It's always absolutely intentioned accuracy from those two world-class players. But certainly Real Madrid picking their way through. They just need to be a lot more finite with their final approach, with the final pass. Could have created a lot more problems for Barcelona had they been a little bit more accurate with the final delivery.
Final 15 minutes. Good tackle, Modric. Former Spurs star, rumored to perhaps be on his way back to the EPL, but kind of wonder if they get La Decima, if they get that Champions League title and maybe couple it with a King's Cup, maybe Mourinho sticks and maybe so does Modric. Messi. You see what they've done. Messi into that right back. Ramos and Varane in the center backs, and Pepe back to that role that Mourinho loves in the defensive midfield. Thiago. It is a road match.
The other week there, you wonder why Barcelona sometimes don't do this in games like they had in Milan. You get the crowd on top of them away from home. They've got no onus on them to attack, but they never ever fail to do so, of course. And
could have said that on Tuesday.
Barcelona way, just always take the game to the opponents. Great ball!
Slots it in for Messi, but he can't get past big Diego Lopez.
Poor finish by him, but it's on his right foot. But still, look at Pedro as well. Ball played in. Brilliant control, and just arriving late there is Pedro that I thought Messi was going to pick out with his left foot for the pass, but he goes with his weaker foot, and you can see why. Just no pop on it, and not enough accuracy to beat Lopez, who was just plumb in the middle of the goal, but Pedro arriving beautifully in support and screaming for the ball. Leo had already made his mind up. Usually can change his mind and his feet 10 times in the wink of an eye, not that time.
So Modric and Ramos both pull out at the last moment, and the ball trickled through that tiny gap.
Well, credit the pass.
Piqué for Thiago. Bit of a rough start for Alcantara.
Madridistas rousing the Royal Whites now, sensing that they've given a lot in the first half hour. A little bit subdued and under the cosh from Barcelona. Still well in the fight.
Popped up by Pepe, trying to harass Iniesta, and does enough.
Oh, poor ball.
Alba against Callejon.
Risky there by Jordi Alba.
Again. Throw in, but deep, and Madrid might put some pressure on here. Alba. Pepe caught it on the wrong corner of his forehead. Barcelona has a bit of time to prepare for Milan. They don't have a midweek game this week, and relatively easy match against Deportivo, they hope.
Well,
no such luck for Madrid. They have Manchester United midweek.
Sad news for Barcelona, of course, is the latest coming out of Camp Nou with Xavi Hernandez going to be missing for several weeks. Re-aggravated his hamstring tear. Well, that's a real sad exclusion. Pivotal part, of course.
Well, they need a good game from Thiago.
And they've been getting it. So responsible on the ball. Very clean and insightful, just lacking the overall seasoning of Xavi. He's certainly got it in his overall makeup, this kid Alcantara, to step in and assume those reins. Maybe not quite got the strong grip on them that Xavi does, but the kid is absolutely oozing class, and Absolutely Barcelona brilliance through and through. Mascherano having a good game as well here today, fitting in nicely.
Back to the Argentine. One ex-Liverpool man here. The other for Xavi Alonso, not even dressed, as you pointed out.
Good attempt to find Messi, but even had the ball being absolutely perfect for Lionel. The covering from Varane. Wonderful. He's got a speedster at the back there in this Varane as well. Wonderful pace about him. He's not just fast over distances, he's quick over shorter distances. It's a wonderful combination for a defender of that size and stature to have. And we've seen his power in the aerial attack as well. So a complete box of toys is this wonderful Varane.
Right now, arguably the best defender they have. A lot of people thought he might crumble in the pressure of the Camp Nou. He shined instead.
Yep.
Benzema fighting for it against three, keeps it alive, but enough of a hook that sends Busquets to the turf. Calm down, says Perez Lassa. Little hook on the ankle. Out wide for Alcantara. Busquets to Iniesta. Now to Alba. Busquets under pressure. Good hustle by Benzema. Again, Thiago. Dani Alves. Right. Legendary, the connection between Alves and Messi, but that's the first time they've hooked up.
Ball.
Wide for Villa. Get to that in a moment. Villa into the area. Gets it past Varane, but past everyone.
Two fabulous pieces of delicate passing from Barcelona from the back through midfield that leads to the attack, and this is the final touch towards David Villa, who doesn't quite get it right. But look again at the spacing. Varane locking him in. He has nowhere to go. Uses the touchline, drives past Varane, touches it down, but then kind of curl it past into play. A beautiful vision, Iniesta, with that little kiss that released David Villa.
Good control. Good and a dish from Morata. Pepe gangly with those long legs, but keeps it alive for Essien. Started with Essien in the midfield, but about 10 minutes in, they made the switch. Modric. Morata! But on the wrong side of the upright.
Fabulous ball from Essien to find him. But look at his options. He either goes for goal or he goes for the square man. Look at the support he's got here. Does he just arrow it past and head in towards Callejon? No, he goes for goal, and you can hardly blame him. It's too much of a temptation in front of his adoring crowd, and he says that was close, but Callejon was the man asking for it, and he was open.
Essien back to Diego Lopez, the 31-year-old. Plucked away from Sevilla after the ageless Andres Paulo reclaimed the starting spot from the former Villarreal man. So Lopez back to his roots. Only a couple of games, well, 3 counting Champions League in his first stint with Real.
Lionel Messi winning that one fair and square, and then the ball drops in between Pedro and Sergio Ramos. Ain't too much there at all.
Alcantara and Busquets. 5 minutes left in regulation, plus whatever time to be added. Alcantara for Messi. Was mentioning Alves and Messi, so many assists through the years, but Ray, that's the first time Alves has set up Messi in a Clásico, and the first time this year. Not quite the past, but maybe a sign of promise for the future.
Well, you're right, Phil. In terms of statistics and assists on the coldest level, the ball from Dani Alves played in wasn't exactly on a silver plate for Messi. It was a ball simple and square through the back line and giving Messi plenty to do. Would credit Dani Alves certainly for finding that passing lane, knowing that you get Messi into those areas, anything can happen. So full credit to him, I guess. It just wasn't laid on simple for him, was it? You know, he had so much to do.
Messi again. Thiago keeps it alive wide. On his left.
Oh, what a ball.
Snuck in Alves. Thiago. And there's Pepe. And tripped up. Again, looking for a bit of assistance from the referee.
Let's take a look.
Rakes by Dani Alves.
There's less to this one than there was against Benzema on the far side. And the referee gave nothing there and is consistent and gives nothing here. There's another good look at it. He's got to go for the inside post on a dropping ball like that.
That's a little higher.
Inventing passage from Callejon, who've done wonderfully well to lose his defender and invite the option for young Morata.
Motion might be off the boil a little bit with a 16-point lead in the table, and the cup match just a few days ago.
The ball.
Villa for Alba, but just a little too close.
The right intention. And David Villa, poor with his final touch, a little too heavy for Jordi Alba, who'd made a hard, massive 150-yard run around El Guaje and was looking for it into stride, into his path. And then the ball would have been pulled back for the late arriving Messi. Again, the intricacy of Barcelona, one pass out of place and the cobweb comes undone. Good ball. It's unlucky. A good attempt at a first-time pass from Pepe.
Iniesta in the center circle, 43rd minute. Messi again. Madrid back line drops, and the turnover forced. Modric again forward. This time Benzema is kicked and gets the whistle.
Piqué coming in from the back here, and that may be deserving of a yellow card. Let's take a look again. Maybe not. Yeah, he's savvy defending from the World Cup winner. Just getting enough there and leaving it. Very clever by Piqué. Getting away with it with that gamesmanship. It's certainly a foul.
Thiago quickly gets it wide. Villa setting up camp just outside the 18.
Yeah.
Iniesta back for Alba.
So patient as always, are looking to get Messi in between Modric and Sergio Ramos. And that one little heartbeat of a moment, and then Messi will have a kaleidoscope in front of him, both individually and with David Villa there. Another great option. Like this, that's the area Barcelona love to live in and cause damage with great covering.
Alba hurdled the first challenge, but Coentrao was there to pounce.
well shut off by Barcelona. We've seen that part of their game being a little bit lacking. We talk about defending and about the lack of the forwards inside. It's been their appetite to get the ball back in a lot of ways. I think it's been a little dull as well for Barca over this last month. As the whistle goes, there's been two wonderful goals, Phil, that we've been blessed with. Fabulous from Pepe's man. 6 minutes in, Big Ben's capitalizes on a wonderful ball from...
Poked and started. Pepe. 18th pass, by the way, by Pepe. That's tops for Madrid. 17 in the first half, but only 6 of them were on target. However, his job is to harass and frustrate, and he's done a good job of it. Coentrao to the inside, bumped, falls into Thiago, and a restart for Real.
Fouls against Pedro, stepping across. It's a good spot by the referee. Pedro intentionally coming across the player. Lovely area to hit.
There's the roar.
Invader will be needed. After this, we will see. Mourinho would love to just rest him, but he may be needed to come in and spark the Whites. A lovely position, this.
Modric swings it into the 6, looking for Pepe for a flick. One back by Benzema.
Bad ball from Modric, was it? Nice flighted ball in. Pepe, strangely not getting that little glancing header on it.
Diego Lopez. And Mourinho seems just a bit perturbed. Rora not so much. Alves. Callejon intercepts. Pepe trying to get there but can't.
Little delicate touch from Iniesta there, just teasing it away from Real Madrid. Such tight confines. And again.
Thiago to Iniesta. No changes from the starters. Alves, Piqué, Mascherano, and Alba, the back line in front of Victor Valdez. Triangle of Busquets, Thiago, and Iniesta. Trident of Messi, Pedro, and Villa. Apologies from Essien as David Villa goes down in a heap. Villa started the day wide, then migrated to the top of the attack. That kind of mirrored Pepe's move from the back line into the midfield as Essien dropped to the right back spot. You'd think that they'd try and isolate Villa against Essien, but they have not.
Right. Unenviable position for Jordi Roja. I don't know what this was from Mascherano, or what he was thinking. That is Jordi. A lonely position he's got as his best friend recovers in New York.
Again, they've been around forever, going back to La Masia. Ended up moving over to Figueres. Mentioned in the past their connections with Tab Ramos, the new U.S. under-20 coach. Congratulations to him getting to the World Championships in Turkey. Good ball through for Pedro, but then shut down by Varane. The flag comes up, and I'm not sure why. Varane appeared to just put his shoulder in. Pedro went flying, but Perez Lassa is going to call it. Just a little bit from behind, maybe half a stride. And from that angle, it does look like a good call.
Fabulous ball from Lionel Messi to release Pedro. And I think Pedro is very clever here. He senses that Varane is coming in square to him, and he uses him. Watch again. touches it past. He knows that this challenge is going to come across, so he feeds it past the defender, and he knows that this contact is going to be made. And both coaches see it from completely different points of view, of course. And you know what? They're both right.
It's a funny old game. Thiago, no Xavi here, so almost definitely Messi. It is just over Villa, but they call a push. It'll be a restart for Lopez. Hand on the back. Not sure why.
Well, Juventus fans watching in will be having a good laugh.
Lopez screws that one long, but it finds Piqué. Ramos back to Varane. Thiago, good work.
Oh, great skill.
Wants the return. Pedro, handball, and this one could be dangerous. If it gets by, it's Pedro in the ball.
It should be a yellow card. And
it will be.
Yeah, he's got to give this. He's fully intentional. Knows that he's been done with this little touch past him. And it may not look fully intentional because he's a master at disguising it as the world-class defender that he is. But that was accidentally on purpose. The referee not buying it.
No changes for Barcelona, as we said. For Real Madrid, still Diego Lopez, Essien, Varane, Ramos, and Coentrao. Pepe in the midfield, providing the teeth with Luka Modric. Then it's Callejon, Kaká, and Morata with Benzema at the point.
Wonderful from Thiago Alcantara to start the dominoes falling here.
Iniesta, relatively quiet in the first half.
A little bit too fine there by Sergi.
Thiago, Pedro would have expected a little bit more push from the flanks. Good play. Beautiful. Thiago driving on Coentrao. Pedro tried to sneak it in. Ooh. Kept alive via Messi. Alves squared, and Messi couldn't reach it. Essien clears for a corner.
Absolutely radiant football from Barcelona. Give and go in the confines of no space, finding each other beautifully, terrorizing Real Madrid in such tight areas, pinpoint passing, nothing at the end of it.
Eight minutes into the second half, down goes Pepe, whistle stays silent. Iniesta was waiting for Alba, but Mascherano saves the day. Alves to Iniesta. Now it's Piqué, the big man.
Magic.
Threads it through. Varane under pressure.
Beautifully dealt with, though. Wears pressure like a pair of slippers there, Varane. David Villa cutting in behind him, and he's got to get there in the nick of time to cut that dangerous dagger ball out, and he did so wonderfully.
Barcelona has not lost any of the last 7 Clásicos that have been tied at the half. Actually won 3 or won 4 and ended up drawing the other 3. For Real Madrid, you know they'd love to win, but even then it would still be a 13-point gap. This is just try and keep the momentum going heading into Tuesday against United. Bit surprised that Ronaldo loosening up. You think they wouldn't risk an injury. Wide for Villa. Overlap for Alba, but needed more on the pass. Good cover, Callejon.
Yeah, he had the space to hit that ball into Alba's path. You're right, Phil, but the ball from David Villa not quite accurate enough to find the space beyond. Pepe holding him off here, and watch for the little flick out from Jordi Alba. It's needless. Taking on a card.
Varane. Just flicked a bit too high. Ronaldo tightening the laces, taping the ankles. Sergio with the pick. Not supposed to be allowed. Never see that called. And here's Khedira. Is this giving him a chance to loosen the legs, or is Mourinho a bit upset at the way things are going?
I think he wants to win. He wants to build this momentum and keep it going. He wants to please his crowd. Pay big money here to watch the super duper stars, and here comes the biggest of the lot. Cristiano will give all sorts of problems behind that back line. And of course Khedira will be coming in all likelihood for Callejon.
Foot race for Mascherano, delicate touch for Alba.
Perhaps Modric. But
Khedira, one of the unsung heroes in the win at the Camp Nou. Beautiful from Messi. Finds Villa on the left, but what a tackle Varane!
Magical from Messi, but Varane is wonderful again, containing the World Cup winner. Beautiful ball from Lionel. The touch is divine, but Varane locks his focus, slides in beautifully to cut off the path, and it's Varane that gets the last touch. In my opinion here, that's a great tackle. David Villa's going for goal. He's the first one to it. He's arrowing it towards the back post of Lopez. But without that touch from Varane, maybe, just maybe, El Guahi gets the lead goal.
Well, looks like Morata is going to stay on the pitch as Benzema will exit, and Kaká exits relatively invisible. It'll be Khedira's job to show strong in the midfield, although with Modric, will it be the Croatian or the German that steps a bit higher into a playmaking role? Early chance now for Ronaldo against Piqué.
Nothing.
Enough, says Perez Lassa, and a card against Piqué.
Wow. Well, lifetime I called the penalty in the Copa del Rey, and it seemed an absolute penalty in lifetime. I'm not so sure about this one. Take a look. There's very little there. He goes in though. There's very, very little. I'm not so sure about that one, I've got to say. I think Cristiano knows it as well. Well, Piqué, again, he pulls out. I think he's going down ahead of any sort of contact whatsoever, in my opinion. But again, the referee right on top of it saw something from his angle that he felt was fully intentional.
Iniesta and Pedro draw the short straw. Blasted in by Ronaldo. Cleared only as far as Coentrão. Callejon made the run, but the Portuguese wingback didn't see him. Back to Essien. Varane pushing forward. Callejon can't find him. Now he does. Back for Pepe. Back heel. Callejon, but too far for Ronaldo. Making it up as they go along.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do in our game. And they do this beautifully. Pepe tries to get a delicate touch. Doesn't, but he gets enough on it to usher it back to Callejon. Callejon knows exactly where the Dark Invader is arriving, and he's just missing the train. Unlucky. Intention was right. The touch and the angle a little bit too heavy.
Ball forward. chested back from Villa. If history is a guide, David Villa maybe only has a couple of minutes left to prove himself here. But no sign of action from the Barcelona bench just yet.
Well, I think David Villa is just getting warmed up.
Thiago. All the way back for Piqué.
I've seen a couple of his runs absolutely losing
Alves.
The Real Madrid defenders, but not Varane.
Pedro dispossessed. Good hustle again, Morata. By the way, best defensive player for Real Madrid, Morata, today, winning 9 of 11 challenges.
Aye, aye.
Here, Ronaldo going in on Mascherano, former Man U, taking out the former Liverpool star. Not much there, but enough, said the ref. Just one defeat in league for Barcelona. That's Sociedad. They've been drawn twice. Of course, one of those, the first Clásico. Meanwhile, Real Madrid has not lost at home this season. 30 minutes more. Will this one end level? Funny thing is, you kind of have a feeling Atletico Madrid rooting for Real Madrid. The two rivals, the two Copa del Rey finalists.
That's beautifully won by Dani Alves, and this could be a card here.
And it will against Coentrao.
Coentrao locks his focus on the ball. He's flighted above. Dani Alves, the first one jumping in, and Coentrao's arm is raised. And again, really need for it, but he's going to get called every time that he went in with his arms down. There would have been no contest.
I think he's looking down the bench just to see if Marcelo appeared, but not today. Coentrao's done well over these 2 matches. That one just a bit reckless. Launched in for Lopez, 6'5". Not gonna beat him on a ball like that in the air. Look at Varane step forward. Ball carries long. It's a throw-in for Barca, but Ronaldo also first to the scene as Real putting the pressure on. Who will be the third sub? Higuain and Özil. Adriano loosening up for Barca.
And Alexis Sanchez.
Kept in by Callejon for Modric, who's assumed the offensive duties since Kaká departs.
Been having a good game. By his standards this year, he's certainly been one of his better performances. Modric, decent on the ball, certainly been breaking up a lot of Barcelona attacks.
Ball in for Morata. Keeps it alive, Morata. Bangs it
still
off,
alive.
and it probably should have been a corner kick, but
no,
they're saying it never went out.
Never went out by a long way.
Blasted long by Ramos, kept alive Modric. Callejon denied. Where you talk about Modric, so many focused in on that battle with Mesut Özil for the offensive role, but he was brought in many ways for insurance for Xabi Alonso, who still sees his contract run out after next season. No extensions yet.
Well, if there's any sanity whatsoever in Real Madrid, they'll lock up Xabi Alonso.
Good
this
step
is a
up
yellow
Pepe.
card here for Thiago Alcantara, who sees Pepe step in a little bit too quick for Thiago's liking. Nobody else attacking it. He knows the big man's going to get past him, so he takes one for the team here in a dangerous position.
Great for all of his skills. Those are things you would not see Xavi Hernandez have to do. Still some learning to do. Whole ball has to go over, and Alba kept it in. 65th minute. Alcantara, Piqué, and Alba with yellows for Barca. Ramos and Coentrao on the other side. It's Ronaldo, and Valdez has to dive back to his right to slap it away.
Oh, does he? I'm not so sure. Does he dive? I think his placement is so perfect here. Take a look, and it's just the reactions of his arms coming up. It's a fizzer sent towards him, but his reaction is all with his upper body. Brilliant by
curled in
Victor, doing enough. That was an absolute blur coming at him.
Pedro, and he was being held by Khedira.
Ball being kicked away there by Khedira. Barcelona arguing a little bit pettily, perhaps, but they've got an argument. They wanted to take the ball quickly. It looked like it was an arguable handball there by Pedro. Well, I think the referee taking both into account, perhaps.
Temperature above 50, clear skies, low humidity, glorious day. But will one of these teams be celebrating more than the other? Down goes Pedro.
The last warning delivered to Morata from behind here. Clips him once, and then the second one as the ball's going away through Pedro. The referee allowing the youngster a bit of a break there.
PK.
Real Madrid really pressing the issue here, rightfully so, at home, and playing very, very well, but they are pressing very, very high in attack as well. You'd think that a good occasion for somebody with real pace like this man has, and Barcelona have a similar type in Alexis Sanchez in terms of the whippet speed. Oh, I wonder, there you go, right on time, and I never seen him warming up. Well, I saw him warming up, but here would be the one. That's a shame you called this one, Phil, as well. El Guaje being giving the shepherd's hook. Well, plenty of pace and danger and fizz with Alexis. We'll see how he produces it from the bench, fresh and fighting fit. He's had his starts and he's disappointed with his finishing time and time again, Alexis Sanchez, but here he'll be needed to really get behind this back line of the Whites.
Ball launched, caressed down by Callejon.
Did well.
Alba
tackle.
just steps in.
Wonderful turn.
Thiago to Messi. 9 goals, 7 assists in 13 Clásicos of the Bernabeu. Morata, well, as you said, persistent infringement.
Yeah.
Got the caution, my words, and didn't pay attention. Ray, no cards in the first half of play. Midway through the second half, we've now seen 6. Contrao exits, Arbeloa enters, and he will likely swing to his off foot on the left side. They had that Essien experiment there. It didn't go too well. Alvaro Arbeloa, arguably Spain's best defender in the summer. Got off to a bit of a rough start with Real Madrid, but it seems to have developed a bit of a nasty streak.
Well won there by Morata.
Ronaldo through 3 and tries to go near post, but Valdez had it covered.
It was wonderfully won by Morata, and he sets off the Dark Invader beautifully. Lovely run, brilliant control. His final touch here is wonderful to get past Piqué, but the angle just too acute, and Piqué covering it. There's the earlier howitzer, and there's the second one. Beautiful. Second replay, beautiful save from Victor. Again, looking at it from side view, doesn't do it quite the justice, because the goalkeeper seeing that coming at him square on. Very, very difficult to lock your focus and adjust your body and your arms to get to that. Victor Valdez doing it beautifully.
Ronaldo scoring on Tuesday in the Cup, that 6th straight at the Camp Nou. Messi scoring here in the first half. That's what, 5 of the last 6. Messi thought Alba might stay wide. Instead a pass to Callejon.
Poor ball by Lionel, usually angles that perfectly for Jordi Alba, who was running in, get behind that back line. A poor ball by Leo.
Essien gets taken down as Madrid teammates jumping in, saying that Messi should go in the book. Bit of a shoulder, but didn't appear to be contact. Apologies from the Argentine. And Ray, again, it's just boggles the mind. Get to the record book in a moment. Ooh, bounces over Piqué, a bit casual.
Again, lovely touch by Modric. One back.
Thiago. Piqué again. Seems to have switched off. Busquets for Thiago. Again. Good hustle, Callejon. Well, that's what you want coming off the bench. And now from the starting position, Callejon still providing it 71 minutes in. Lionel Messi now 207 goals. You could see just 12 back of Kini, who's in 6th place all time.
The touch
by the end of the year. Wide for Alves, into the middle, headed back for Messi at the top of the 18. Busquets for Thiago. And it just trickles away. The legendary Cesar just 16 goals in front. 4 above that is Di Stefano, who's in 4th place. And again, it is all but definite that Telmo Zarra will be passed, and maybe as soon as next year. Just 44 in front of him, and he's only 25.
Jordi Alba, Jordi Roja rather. Wonderful seeing him, sensing that moment is good for Barcelona. With balls like that, poor giveaway by Thiago. Roja impelling his team to come on and find a little bit more.
Khedira
Can't find themselves too far stretched, though, not with Cristiano on the field now.
Got there before Alexis. Back for Diego Lopez. Many ways a pickup that Real Madrid wasn't planning on, but it might go down as one of the best. They've been talking about a backup for Casillas for years, and now Iker getting healthy. I have a feeling Lopez is going to be sticking around, kind of providing that Pinto role. Chipped by Ramos delicately to Pepe. Pedro's still down. Launched, but a grab by Callejon, rifled, and Valdez, even if it wouldn't have count, doesn't want to take a chance. Spectacular.
Decisions got against Callejon here. I didn't see much at all there. A little bit more there by Arbeloa, but a free ball won nicely again by Modric.
Modric with Ronaldo on his inside. Drops it. Gets it back. The former Spur weaving his way, but has to settle for the throw.
And successfully tenacious today, Modric. Now, that's what it was. Arms around Jordi Alba, but it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Pepe with Messi and Iniesta challenging. After United, a bit of a breather. on the road at Celta, and then at home against Mallorca, and then back on the road against Zaragoza. The league pretty much a formality, especially if Real Madrid can't get 3 points here. Khedira, Pepe, Ronaldo. For Barcelona, again, midweek breather, then Deportivo, but then what is arguably the biggest match they have for the rest of the season at home against Milan, trying to overturn a 2-0 deficit. Could argue that's the only game that matters the rest of the year for Barca. Pepe, outside of the boot, finds Morata. What a stop by Victor Valdez.
What a ball from Pepe. Absolutely brilliant from the Portuguese defender. Take a look at this. Fabulous ball with the outside of his foot. Morata does brilliantly. Maybe could have done better, but Victor Valdez attacks the space. Morata goes upstairs instead of cushioning it down right here on the half volley. He lets it bounce. He's got to go high, and the save is made. But what a ball from the Portuguese. Peach of a ball from Pepe.
This will swing away off the corner. Morata again.
Outside of the foot as well. He'll be having a laugh about that in the showers with the boys.
Well, he is Brazilian born.
It's that pace from Sanchez, but Callejon sticking with him and then gifting it back with, again, just slack defending. He's done wonderful here, Callejon, to track this greyhound down and stay with him, but there's no need. There's that lovely ball. It's inch perfect from Pepe. That's a difficult ball, but credit Victor Valdez, and he cannot believe the kid missed it. He supplied the first one. Pepe supplies the second one, but Morata not able to put the finishing touch.
Maybe could have brought it down and gone around Valdez, but at just 20, maybe a bit of panic. Will it cost them? Barcelona with the restart. The free kick only about 10 yards from the end line and a couple from the sideline. Pedro's day is over. Adriano will check in.
Having a wonderful season. Adriano Correa. The danger, this man. Make no mistake.
Ball driven in, diving punch Lopez.
Great punch.
Launched by Alves into the stands.
This ball glided in. Diego comes and catches it right on the sweet spot with both fists. Not easy sometimes. You see a lot of them just glance off the goalkeeper's gloves, but Diego Lopez doing beautifully there, showing his experience.
On the way for Barcelona as Morata draws another foul. Cesc and Teo, the two attacking options, still available on the bench.
There's very little there. Not so sure about that one. Let's take a look. Well, hands again raised onto the player, making it easy for the referee. See it so often. This is danger.
Ozil and Higuain available for Real if they wish. Valdez wants the wall positioned a bit more to the left. Ball flipped up off the header from Ronaldo.
Well, the ball is quality gone in, and they attack it nicely. Good delivery from Modric. And finds his target, but a little too heavy with the touch. Almost impossible header to find the back of the net, but that's what Cristiano was going for, just a little touch. That's too much on it.
9 shots, only 1 went in, and it was textbook Morata to Benzema. At this point, talk about players that might be on the leave. Xabi Alonso for Real Madrid a year from now, but Victor Valdez could be heading into his final months with Barcelona. Club saying that they're still willing to put an offer on the table, but A bit of wanderlust from the 31-year-old.
Play by Thiago.
Alves cuts it away from Pepe. Outside of the boot for Messi, but shy. Essien gives it up to Alexis, but he can't control it himself. Ray, word out of Germany, a pre-contract with the young German international Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Very good keeper. Still, was it 2021? So much in the future, but it's asking a lot to step in for Victor Valdez, who seemed to the manor born. For Barcelona, to the farmhouse born. Essien apparently taking a hit across the face. Aureli Altamira playing the right ear of Jordi Aurora. Might have gotten poked in the eye. Nothing intentional from Alexis. Aitor Karanka, the former Rapid. Wonder what will happen with him if Mourinho does depart. Already using all three of their subs if Essien cannot continue. There. Arbeloa already playing on the other flank. Nine minutes left in regulation. Well, at this point, it's not a defeat. It's grabbing a point in enemy territory. But does it do enough for Barcelona? Ooh. Well, there's your answer. What a ball for Ramos.
Beautiful glance from Sergio to steal a thunder and put thunder into the hearts of Real Madrid fans. Again, a player that's playing so well here today, excuse me, is the deliverer. Modric is a beautiful ball sent in as Sergio meets it with perfect timing and perfect placement. Side netting and a beautiful touch header. Look at the power and then look at the placement. The power's in the leap. He attacks this ball beautifully and then there's a fine header. Wonderful from the World Cup winner who sends his World Cup winning teammates wearing the Blaugrana into misery. An indefensible header. Piqué rises as best as he could, but the placement of Modric's corner kick was superlative. The armband is kissed. The celebration is molten. Wonderful from Sergio. A fine corner kick sent in from a man, as I said, having the best game he's had in a white shirt and doing it with nastiness about him as well, which is part of Modric's way.
Fourth goal of the season for Ramos. But as it was with Benzema, it was all in the delivery, and now...
Oh, I don't know about it all in the delivery, Phil. He's got a lot to do to meet the ball, and then that header is absolutely as good as you could get. It doesn't get any better than that, and that's truly textbook finishing from Ramos. The leap in itself, he does well, but the guidance to the back post of Valdez was just a perfect 10.
Teo on the sideline, the final wild card in Jordi Roda's hands. But Barcelona might be up the river if they can't find an equalizer.
Sublime header. And replay that over and over. The Madridistas is certainly, I mean, we saw Varane score a couple of wonderful headers as well from free play and set plays. It'll be very, very hard push to say that that one is as good as you get from Sergio Ramos.
All around the world.
And they picked him up. They put the biggest, strongest defender that Barcelona have right on him. Piqué did admirably. Look at that. He's just meant it to win it upstairs. There's more desire. He attacks this ball. He's running onto it. Piqué's running back against it. He's got that run onto the ball, which is everything. But then the placement is required, and that ain't so easy.
Thiago exits, Theo in, throwing not caution to the winds, but everything they can into attack. Ronaldo lifting it in, calling for a handball. No, says Perez Lassa. Ray, again, we're talking about a team that, even if they face defeat here today, would have a 13-point edge on Real and still double digits against Atletico, most likely. But a lot of questions around this Barcelona team right now. You can't really fault Jordi Roda. He was thrown in at the deep end, supposed to be the right-hand man, the sounding board for Tito Vilanova, but thrown into the fire. Theo drops it back. Alba into the box. Alexis on the turn. Poked away. Modric trying to start a break. Now it's Pepe. Morata. Ronaldo dying of hunger, but he's going to have to wait for the free kick.
Morata does so well here, pulling back against the run of play, puts the brakes on and invites the challenge from Adriano, who steps in and clips him. Wonderful from the kid again, inside of the box. Callejon comes across, clean as a whistle, and then here Dani Alves leaves one in. Remember how many bad words those two characters had amongst each other? That's all forgotten now. That's Mourinho's way. Gets under your skin to get more out of you. And again, Cristiano lines up the 7-step back, a little gunslinger pose, and Victor knows.
Ronaldo off the corner of the crossbar. Rebound. Pepe squirts wide.
This
inches away.
Less power about Cristiano, and it pays dividends nearly. This is placement. He caresses this one beautifully. Wonderful dynamic on it. Strikes through the ball at the center position the way only Cristiano can, the only way he knows how. It's beautiful, and strikes the upright and crossbar.
Essien intercepts.
Inches away from putting this game to bed.
Well, 3-1 in the cup. They got there a different way. They almost got there off that free kick. Shy of Adriano, who now has to retreat. Morata stops and starts. Piqué with him stride for stride. Alves with the push on Ronaldo.
See, there's a delicacy there. He knows he doesn't need to get too much power behind it. Look at the placement. Wonderful, unique technique of Cristiano.
Into the corner. Tackled away. But it will be another corner. And the big men come up. Remember, Varane scoring in both legs of the cup with Ronaldo and Ramos. A lot of weapons for Real.
Pepe had a wonderful chance to follow it up.
Launched again, but it just over Pepe. Callejon flies through. saying there's a deflection, and the ref agrees. Just wonder where this Madrid was against the likes of Getafe and Granada and Betis. They were closer.
At the start of the season, more importantly, Phil, and look at the points that dropped at the outset of this season. That's where Real Madrid lost, well, in all likelihood, La Liga. Cannot believe this unfolding again, but this team stood up well here tonight, but caught Real Madrid again in fine fettle, even though it's not their strongest team. Barcelona not able to respond, but this man did. Nothing there. Oh,
another yellow. This one against Busquets. And Ray, getting back to what you're talking about.
Against Dani Alves. Dani Alves reaches in. I thought he got the ball against Cristiano. Gets the ball, but then he follows through. Take a look at it again. Reaches past, gets the ball, but then he certainly follows through and catches him.
Ray, getting back to your point at the start of the season, first 4 games, 12 points on the line. They only won 4 of them.
Right.
You turn those around, add those 8 points to their haul right now, and there would be a battle. Two minutes left in injury time. Barcelona trails. Ronaldo and Real looking to write it in the scorebook. About 30 yards from the center of the goal on an angle. It's Ronaldo. Slapped away Valdez. Busquets with a touch. Modric. Chance on the break for Alexis, but he's tripped up by Arbeloa.
Fully intentional. Again, Arbeloa knowing exactly what he's going to do. He gets the machete out. As Alexis touches it by him, he knows full well, and he comes across with a cynical hack to the Chilean right there.
Rifled across. Adriano gets it back, cuts in, tripped up by Ramos, but the ref's not going to call it. It looked like there was contact. Instead, it's Ramos off to the races. That's worth another 3 or 4 looks. Adriano appeared to be in, and Mascherano, actually Iniesta, letting the referee know what he thinks about it.
Well, the camera will not lie. Take a look. Adriano going by. Is he looking for it? Certainly. Is there contact made on his running legs? Absolutely. Referee says it was accidental. It was unintentional. Sergio Ramos gambling and getting away with one.
So close.
I'm not so sure if this would have been a penalty at the other end. I have to say it.
Kind of hard to run when your leg is blocked. Ramos got his foot there a step late.
Certainly knows that the challenge is coming, but the leg is there. It's outstretched. Adriano's legs are in full flight.
Morata heading it back. It's a game of keep away for Real Madrid now. And the whistle blows, but for Barcelona, it comes too late.